We're back. Are you back? We're back. You're back?
Back again.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
A little depressed after the Super Bowl, but it's okay. It's okay. My team squandered an entire season. I don't know. A little depressing, but life goes on. See what next year holds. Yes. Halftime show. Lit.
Yep.
Lit.
That was amazing.
Amazing. So, anywho's, if you guys haven't noticed, we're recording right after the Super Bowl, obviously. So, There you go. So, I'm super excited about today's episode. Are you?
I'm super excited.
Okay. We have a lot to dig into, so bottoms up, y'all. Let's get into it.
Grab your tea, grab your cocktail, grab your
coffee.
Whatever.
I'm not coffee, but anyway.
I got water because I finished my coffee already.
Okay, very good. So, I'm super excited. So today we are going to dive into a really important topic, I think. And again, if you guys are just like, this is your first episode, we do kind of like as an organizer standpoint and then as a vendor standpoint. So the beauty is you get both of us talking about all of it. So I'm really excited. So I want to talk about today, we both have had this conversation multiple times about when you sign up for an event, promoting. Right? How does that fall? What do you do? Whose responsibility? All of that good stuff. So we're going to dive into it today, talking about it all.
Yep.
All right. I'll start from my point of view. Okay. So as an event organizer, my job is to promote the event. That is my job. Something I do on top of that, not every market does, so it's going to be individual for each market, but something I also do on top of that is promote my vendors, because there is no market without you. That's just my belief system. There's no market without you. There's no Best Vibe without you. So I'm very big on let's promote the vendors as well. Let them know who's going to be there. But promoting the event itself, saying, hey, we have a market on this date, this time, that falls on me. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on where some markets are like, you have to promote this, you have to do this, you have to do that. I kind of take a step back where it's like, look, if you promote, great. I don't make it mandatory by any means. But what you promote is a big deal. Let me hear your standpoint, and then we're going to dive into that.
Okay. So, I've seen a lot of different requirements. A lot of organizers require, like, you have to make 2 posts per week leading up to the event. I've seen some markets to say, we don't advertise anything, so if you want anybody to show up, you better be promoting this event.
That's crazy. That's insane, but okay. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. And then I've seen some markets where they're like, hey, our event is having a theme. If you make anything to match this theme, we will promote your items. Just tag us.
Okay.
So I've seen a little bit of everything. My take is, there's an audience for that market, and if I can tap into that and bring them over to me, that's good for my business. So I want to,
like that.
Yeah. So I, as a business owner, I want to promote my products and then tag the market and be like, hey, this is what I'm going to have at this market. Especially what I started doing is like new product lines. If you come to the market, you're going to get this before it goes live on the website.
Love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Smart. Very smart. So
I take the promoting thing, and I mean, I get that it can be kind of like draining because you already got to do all this other social media promotion of yourself, and now on top of it, I got to post about this market. But I always try and make it a way of, yeah, I'm going to be here, but here's why you should come and shop with me, not just go to the market.
Thank you. That is my entire standpoint. I cannot stress that enough. I even recently, if you guys have been, if you've been to any of Best Buy markets as a vendor, you've noticed that my group chats, everything's been slowly changing, and things have definitely been, I'm being a little bit more specific with certain things. So in my very last event, that's probably already passed at this point, but in that group chat, I specifically said, look, promoting is my job. I promote the event. I do the flyers. I go hand them out. I pay for advertising. I do all of that to promote the actual event in and of itself. I love to share the vendors, and like when you guys tag me in things, I love sharing it. However, I'm not going to just share a flyer. I am absolutely not going to. I've already shared the flyer. I've already done all that. As a vendor, for me as a market, what helps the market as a whole is you promoting yourself. What are you bringing to this market that makes people want to come and shop there? Yeah. I don't need you to promote the market. I've already done that. I need you to promote yourself. And I think that's something that, because I've vended as well, and I've been told, like, oh, you have to post, these 3 things, right? Like the flyer, my giveaways, all that stuff, right? And it's like, okay, I get it, but at the same time, like, this is also my social media page, right? So it has a certain look to it, and it's about my product, not necessarily your market. Yeah. And I'm saying that to myself even, right? Again, I love when my vendors tag me. I absolutely love it, but I would prefer if you promote yourself and just mention that you're going to be at our market. Yep. As a customer, when I'm scrolling and I go on my deep dive scrolls where I'm just like 2 hours have passed and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do anything today. But when I'm scrolling, what I stop on is when I see something super engaging, like you have a new product coming out, or there's delicious food that you're making, anything like that. And that makes me say, oh, I want to go there because I want to go check that out. Exactly. And that's how you should take it when you're promoting a market that you're going to be at. You're not promoting the actual market. You're promoting yourself, that you're going to be there, but you have to promote yourself.
Yeah, because if I just come across, and this has happened in my feed, because, I've got markets in my feed, I've got vendors in my feed, where I'm scrolling through and I see 5 different people posting the same exact flyer for the same market, and it's like, okay, cool, but if I have to go into your profile to see what you're selling, to decide if I want to go there, I don't have time for that.
You lose it.
I don't have time for that. And most shoppers don't have time for that either. They don't have the engagement. They don't have the desire, especially now. Like, if you read a lot of market research, there's a lot of research suggesting that people are now, like, tuning out ads. Yeah. And so they're just scrolling by because that looks like an ad now. Yep. So you've got to have something to, like, engage them, to pull them in. Show something that, like, oh, hey, I didn't know I wanted that, Right. Oh, I needed a gift for my sister, and she loves ladybugs, and you just posted this ladybug product. Right. And, oh, my God, that's perfect, Whereas if you would have just thrown up the flyer, oh, it's another market. Cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out if I have time that day. Yeah. Or if it's food... Food really gets you too. Yeah. Because, like, sometimes it's like, oh, that looks good. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go
because I want to eat that.
I want to eat that food, and then I'll browse the vendors while I'm there. Right. So, it's all about bringing people in.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's crucial because it's for me as an organizer, I just can't stress enough the idea of, like, I don't need you to promote the market, I need you to promote yourself. And as you're a business owner, that is what your whole goal should be, is promoting yourself. Yeah. Because it's your business. I tell you, sometimes, and even if it's a slower market, but when you're there and you're just, like, not engaged, you know what I mean, with your booth, you're not, like, if you're not posting about what you're doing, nobody's going to know who you are. Yeah. And then you're going to get annoyed, like, oh, this market was slow, or this or that, and it's like, no, look, let me just throw this out there. If every vendor at a market brought 2 to 5 people with them per market, and not just my market, I'm talking about market in general. You advertised yourself and what you're going to have there, and you brought 2 to 5 people with you. Say you have 20 vendors, there's 100 people that just showed up at that market to see what you have because you advertised yourself so well that they're like, I want to go see them. But then they're also not going to just go straight to your booth and leave. They're going to go check out everybody. Yeah. And that's how the community works together, because that's what it should be about. Yeah. It shouldn't be about, like, with the organizer versus the vendors, or this vendor versus this. It should be a community as a whole, and how do we all help each other do this? Yep. At least that's my belief.
Yeah, and I think another, like, way to look at it is as a vendor, if you had a brick and mortar store, you would be all on your own to bring people into your store. You'd have to do your own advertising. You'd have to do your own finding of customers and bringing them into your location. So you kind of have to like treat the markets like that. Like, this is your temporary store, this is your rent. And just like when you rent a location, you don't know how many people are going to show up.
Yeah.
So, and you have to treat each market like that. I don't know how many people are going to show up. This is a risk. So do the best you can to, you know, soften that blow, make the risk less.
Yeah.
By trying to bring people to you.
Look, I'll be real. When I first started, like, vending at markets, I was like, why do I have to pay $40, $50 to go set my stuff up there and try to sell it? And then what if I don't make it back? I used to think that because I was like, I don't get it. And then doing my research, and I was like, okay, so just because, like, that's exactly what it came down to. Is like, this is my shop. Yeah. I'm paying rent to be at the store for today, that I need to do whatever I can to make that money back at that store, because that's the rent that I just paid, you know?
Exactly.
And that's exact, and I think that's a point that gets missed.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I know a lot of stores, especially like stores that take crafters on like a consignment basis. Sometimes you're paying whether or not your products sell.
Right.
And then on top of that, if your products do sell, you're still giving the store a percentage of your profit.
I think I have not found one that you don't pay no matter what.
Exactly.
There's usually a monthly rent, and then a percentage of your sales.
Exactly. So, you know, if you compare it to that, at least in this way, you're driving people to the market, you're driving people to your booth, and you're not, 9 times out of 10, you're not giving the event organizer a cut of your sales.
No.
It's straight booth fees. I think I've only run across a handful of markets that have wanted a percentage of sales.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not.
I know sometimes farmers markets have that option, or that I've seen. I think that's the only ones that I've actually seen is like a farmers market where they're like, okay, but it was the one that I had got approved at that I ended up not doing because I was like, I can't take on that commitment right now. It was like a weekly market. It was $75 a week plus 5% of my sales. And I was like, I can't afford that risk right now. Yeah. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's exactly what it is that you're paying for your booth space to be there because that's your shop for the day.
Yep.
As an event organizer, I've provided you the location. I've provided you everything to make it seamless and easy, and you know, the venue, the set, like everything is done for you. All you have to do is literally promote what you have there and sell what you have, and that's it. You know, that's really it. I just get so I don't want to say frustrated. Frustrated is not the right word, but I guess I just like, and maybe you guys like drop it in the comments to like your guys' thoughts on this, but I'm just like, you know, if I'm selling my product, I'm going to promote my product. I can say that I'm going to be at this market, but I'm going to promote the hell out of myself. Yeah. Because, I mean, how else is anyone going to know?
Well, and not only that, it helps people to find you, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, I went to this one market, and it was in a very crowded location, right? Tons of foot traffic. And, of course, I had been promoting. I was going to have been there. So was the other ones. There was one other bookstore vendor, because I'm a pop-up bookstore. That's what we do, right? And then one of their customers actually came to my booth and was like, oh, hey, I wanted to buy this tote bag that you posted online. Is this it? Now, I could have been a jerk and been like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, take it.
Yep, that's exactly the one you messaged me about. Let me ring you up. But no, I was like, oh, no, that's not us. You're thinking of the other booth. But you don't know these people who are showing up to the market.
Right.
You don't. You know, so if it would have been someone shady, yeah, I could have totally sniped that person's sale, and that sucks. And that's why I think it's also really important to include pictures of your product.
Yes.
Your setup, so that way people can find you. They know what they're looking for. They know, because it is confusing, and it's really easy for all the booths to look the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, especially if you're selling similar products. You know, it's, especially like certain things like cups, it's really hard to tell cup vendors.
Yeah.
You know, charm bars.
Yes.
There's only so much you can do to make it look different. So you really got to
But that's the branding.
Focus on your branding. That's exactly where I was going with that. You know, have something distinct. So with us, me and my business partner, we wear coordinating outfits.
Yeah, everybody knows.
So everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
We're the purple overall girls. Everybody knows us by purple overalls. And our booth, we have a couple of distinct things. Our sign is one.
Yeah.
We have a really nice big hanging sign. And people do that. And the other is the tablecloths and all of that. So people can notice those things. You know, they know what they're looking for. So they come to our booth and they go, oh, I recognize that.
Yes.
And you know you're at the right vendor.
Yeah.
Because, again, I could have very easily been a mean person and been like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was mine here.
Yep, that was the tote bag you wanted. You know, and that would have... And to be fair, that would have also been a bad move on my part, because then that person would have got home, looked at their phone, and went, "Wait, that was the bag that I wanted. Yeah, that's not the one I messaged about." You know, so like, yeah, it when you're promoting a market, this is why just throwing up a flyer does no good. It does no good. Yeah, I get because the other thing is, so this is as an organizer, when you sign up for my event, I immediately go look at your IG page immediately. And now, don't get it twisted. I don't go to see like, oh, how many followers, your engagement. I'm not looking for that. What I'm looking for is, do you have pictures of your product on your page? That's key. And I've gone to some pages where I'm just like, it is nothing but flyers of events. And I'm like, that does no good. That's why your Instagram's not growing. Yeah. And that's why your engagement is low. Because a flyer of an event is not you. Yeah. And I've seen that too when people say they make a specific thing even. So like, I'll read the caption and it's like, we make, you know, cookies. And I'm like, cool. What kind of cookies do you make? And I go to their page and there's not a single picture of their product. It's all flyers. And I'm like, well, now I don't know what cookies you make. So how do I know if I even want your cookies? Right. You know, like it's very important to step out of your vendor mindset and step back into a customer mindset and think like, would this make me want to shop with them? Yeah. And if the answer is no, don't waste your time. Yeah. At that point, don't even bother. Yes. Because you're not helping yourself.
Yeah. That's why, I mean, like, honestly, I mean, it's a little bit of a, like, step out here, but I mean, even like my Instagram, because my Instagram is for vendors, but it's also for customers. So I have to cater, like, what I'm posting has to go for both. Yeah. Right? So it's like, I may do one post where it's all strictly for vendors, and then I might do a post where it's strictly for customers, because you have to know your audience. Yeah. You have to know your audience. But I can just, like, on my side of it, when I see nothing on a vendor's page other than flyers of markets, I want to message you and say, look, let me help you. But then I'm also like, okay, I don't have time to do that. But I'm just like, it just doesn't help your business.
That's what the podcast for. So hopefully you're doing this. Yes. And going, oh, that is my page. Whoopsies.
Let me fix that. Yeah. Because there's no harm in like deleting stuff off your page and starting over. Exactly. When on my other page, my Vibe with Nikki shop, right? Whenever I'm done with an event, here's how I used to post as a vendor, okay? I would post first carousel, first photo would be of my product, what I'm going to have there. Second one would be of the flyer. Third, fourth, fifth, whatever would be of my product, right? So you're going to get the flyer, but it's not going to be the first thing you see. Yeah. But even after an event, I go delete it. Because the event's passed, that flyer doesn't need to be on my feed anymore. Yep. And so it's really important that for me it's just like, take pride in what you're doing. You know? Like, I worked really hard to get my business started. I'm gonna take pride in it. Yeah. And I want people to know what I have, so that's what I have to show. Yep. That's what I have to show. I don't know. It's one of those things that it kind of like, it drives me crazy, but more because it's like, there's ways that you can promote an event without promoting the event, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Promote yourself while promoting the event at the least. Yeah.
So, like, in my group chats now, it does say, if you share just a flyer, I'm not going to reshare that. Because the customers already, if they're on my page especially, they already know the event's happening. Yeah. So what they want to know is, Nikki, what are you going to have there? Yeah. That's what they care about.
Who's going to be there?
Yes. Who's going to be there? What are they selling? Yep. That's it. Yep. So that's your job as your boss, as your business, is to promote the hell out of yourself. Yep. You know, you can include me, you can tag me, but promote yourself.
Agreed.
Oy. This has been something that's been on my mind for a while, that I'm just like, you know. Yeah. And again, like, it's you know, I when I first switched over to Best Vibe, when I went solo, when I decided, like, okay, I started doing networking events. Now, I only did a few of them because they were not very well attended. I probably could start them up again now, and they would probably be much better. But right now, I just am focusing on getting this nonprofit going. So it's like, at some point. But those networking events, that is what I would do. It was a network and learn. So I would take 30 minutes. In the first 30 minutes, we would network. The last 30 minutes, I would teach you guys something. And that's what I'm hoping this podcast kind of does. And then we can get back into doing some like in-person networking where we do like networking and learn. Because I mean, I think that's the thing is we don't know, like I didn't know how to run a business. I just jumped in and was like, oh, I'll figure it out. See what happens. You know what I mean? And so it's shifted so many times over the course of these last few years. Like the model shifted, everything shifted, but you know, hopefully by listening to what we're telling you guys here, like maybe be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, or I can do that. And again, we're open to suggestions. You got something else that like you do or that we can all learn from each other, put it down below.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. Let us know.
Build a community. That's what we're trying to do.
Yes.
We can all help each other.
Yep. Because at the end of the day, the truth is like we can't, none of us can do this alone. Nobody can do this alone. We all need each other. Like we human nature 101 is you can't be alone. Like we have to rely on other people. And it doesn't mean rely on people to sell my stuff. Like no, but rely on my community to help teach me and support me and show me how to grow.
Exactly.
You know? Man. What are you guys' thoughts? I don't know. How are you feeling? I feel I'm glad we talked about this.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we talked about this. I've told some vendors, like, individually, like, hey, like, just a suggestion, you know, take it for what it is. Like, this is just my suggestion, but I don't know. Hopefully this helps people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, because you don't need to promote the event organizer, whether it's me or any other event. You don't need to promote the event. You need to promote yourself at the event.
Exactly.
That's crucial. Yeah. I don't know. You got anything else on this?
Agreed. No, I think we're good. I think I said all I need to say.
Bye! We'll see you guys